Okay, so continue. Some poskim rule that on Yom Tov, this prohibition applies chiefly to creating something new. Sorry, I think we said that. Chiefly, okay, let's. Created something that did not previously exist at all. For example, it is prohibited to strike a match. Okay, that's how it started, with a match. Okay, so, all right, okay. We said that. Okay, so next. Examples. Putting hot water over the congealed gravy. If one needs to clean the pot in order to cook food on Yom Tov, in it, one is permitted to pour hot water over the congealed gravy inside it. So it's very, very good example. So on Shabbos, for example, we were talking about soaking dishes, right? So soaking dishes. So you have like a dish pan, like this plastic or whatever. I mean, we have plastic. So you put some water, warm water, right, before Shabbos. Of course, it's going to go cool down, but you put some soap, and then you put your dirty dishes in there. There is no problem, right? So it doesn't matter. Like you put it in a sink, you put it on a counter, or you put it in a dish pan. I mean, no, that doesn't make any difference, right? But the point is, it would be easier to cook. It would be easier to wash them after Shabbos. On one hand, right? That's the only thing. So the issue is, what is the issue? So the issue is if you have the water there still warm. For example, you have some kind of cover. The water is still warm, or you pour from kettle or something, right? There is warm water. So and you are sitting around at the table. So now the gravy that you from the food is actually congealed. So it's a problem. It's a hard substance, right? And now you put it in the warm water, and it's going to dissolve it, right? That's the thing. That's the issue. So one more time, putting the hot water over the congealed gravy, but in this case, since you're allowed to cook, right, and it's for Yom Tov need, you can wash this pot. There is no problem. And in general, big pots are actually the muktzah on Shabbos, for sure on Shabbos. Why? Because you're not allowed to cook, and we usually don't use the big pots for storage. So even if for storage, yeah, maybe like you had a bigger pot of the soup, yeah, you can put there is like, and it's let's say I know 20% less left, so you would not put the whole pot in the refrigerator. Like at least we have limited refrigerator. Maybe somebody have huge. That's a difference. So right, so you pour in a small pot, right, and put it there. So the smaller pot, yeah, they're not muktzah because they're always usable, but the bigger pot. But there is no use the muktzah. But on Shabbos, it's not. It's not. Right? So these big pots would be problem to move, right, on Shabbos. Even dirty one. Okay. So if it's still food there is no problem. If it's something edible on the bottom, yeah, there is no problem. But otherwise, it is a problem. So here, one more time is example. If one needs a clean pot in order to cook food on Yom Tov, in it, one is permitted to pour hot water over any congealed gravy that is inside it, although one thereby dissolves the gravy and creates a new entity, right? So for sure, right? It was congealed and now it's going to be liquid. Since one did not create new substance, by doing so, but merely changed the form for gravy from solids to liquids. So, right, that's good example. It is permitted for the sake of day's meal. Again, for the day's meal, and it's to transfer from one to another. It's on Yom Tov. Okay. This is similarly permitted for the sake of cleaning the plate that was needed for the meal on that day. However, it is forbidden when the pot or the plate is no longer needed for day-to-day use. Okay, so let's. It's a lot of information. Should we start from the beginning? So we got about the pot. So let me start after the pot. Okay. Since one does not create a new substance by doing so, meaning pouring water into this pot. So and it is for the needs of Yom Tov, but merely changes from gravy into the gravy from solid to liquid. It is permitted for the sake of day's meal. So meaning in general it would not be permitted. Right, and sometimes people want to wash their dishes a little, right, for after fish. So like if you eat herrings or some other fish, they taste very good, but the smell after sometimes it's not so good. So even though you allowed on Shabbos to wash these dishes with a cold water, right, but it's for the sake of respect of Shabbos, so they would not smell. But in warm water, you would not be allowed. Okay. Because as it says here, it's not for today, right? It's preparations basically. And you can do the same with the cold water. Okay. This is similarly permitted for the sake of cleaning plate that is needed for the meal on that day. And it's already congealed, and you will wash it with hot water. Okay. However, it is forbidden when the pot or plate no longer needed for that day. So we got the idea. If it's going to smell bad, right, you would be allowed even with warm water, just on Yom Tov, and with a cold water on Shabbos. Right, that's a different permission. Okay. So next one, B, whipped cream. So whipped cream is, I think it's the biggest issue. It is permitted to discharge whipped cream from the pressurized can on Yom Tov, even though it is tantamount to manually transform the liquid cream into solid whip. Right. So I think on Shabbos it would not be allowed. I think, if I remember correctly. So you have whipped cream. I'm not sure why would you use it on Yom. It's dairy. Maybe there is no one that is not dairy. I'm not sure. I'm not a big expert in the whipped cream, but the ones that I know, they're all dairy. So I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you're going to eat, but whatever you want. So basically, on Yom Tov there is no problem, because it's not a new entity, it just changes the form. So inside of the can is a liquid, but when it comes out is a solid, right? So there is no problem on Yom Tov, but there is problem, if I remember correctly, on Shabbos. But anyway, as I said, it's daily, like when exactly you're going to eat it. If you wait 6 hours, I mean, if people don't eat meat, that is a different story. Okay, continue. C. Making juice from concentrate. On Yom Tov, it is permitted to stir or crush frozen concentrate and make juice. So they sell it in tablets or something, right? This juice, and they say put so much water in this. Usually, it's a lot of water for one concentrate, and you basically stir. If you don't stir, if you just leave it like that, it's going to take a very long time, because you usually keep this concentrate in the freezer. Okay, but he said since it is for the need of Yom Tov, and it's not totally new, it's just converting from solid into liquid, so you're allowed to crush and stir. Any questions before we continue? I'm going to part number 2.
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead.
So about this issue of transforming something like liquid into something else, I buy this hand soap, and the dispenser of this thing, when I press it, I mean, the hand soap comes like liquid, but when I press the thing, what comes out of it is foam. I don't know what this thing does inside of the mechanism or whatever, but I believe this would be transforming the soap from liquid to foam. Would this be forbidden in Shabbos? On Shabbos?
I don't think so, because you did not do anything specifically, and it's still the form is. So the basic question is form is liquid or solid. That's the thing. I would say the form is more liquid than solid, I think. So, and then plus I'm here, whatever I'm saying now, I'm just going by logic. Yeah, it's not 100% halacha, but logically, right? And when you wash your hands, so you would create foam anyway, like many times. Of course, it's not intentional. That's not what you wanted. So I think should not be any issue. I think. Okay, it's at least it should not be any issue. Okay. Any other questions before we continue?
Yeah, there's a question on the board. It says, Shalom Lulav. Regarding this topic, is baby food considered solid? Because I also make juice with it. Thank you, Rabbi.
So, one second. Baby food considered to be solid? Here, one second. Baby food, it's a different problem with the baby food. The problem with the baby food, if you have what is it? Is it like powder? The way I understand. So correct me if I'm wrong. So you have a powder, and then you add milk or you add juice and you mix it. That's a different melacha. It's melacha of kneading, like making dough. That's the thing. So the definition in general, halachic definition of liquid, something that is going to pour, maybe even slower, right? But it's going to go. If you put it like kind of slope, it's going to go down, right? That's the definition of liquid. So, like in this baby formula, it would not be allowed. Like if you add a lot of liquid right away and make a mixture, it would be allowed. But to make it like a paste would not be allowed. So it's like a dough. Okay. Did we answer the question, or they meant something else?
No, our friend was referring to compote. This is
So, but what does it mean? It's like a thick liquid, or I don't know.
It's like mashed fruit, like very almost. Oh, I would say almost liquid. It's like a puree, like a
puree.
I don't
Okay.
know, it's called this in between liquid and solid. I don't know.
So, but how do you make it? You put hot water in there, or how do you make it? I don't know.
Usually they sell it already made. Like
so what is it? One second. So what is the problem there? No, but what is the problem there? I don't understand.
Your friend was asking if this thing would be considered liquid.
Okay. So it's not about what are we learning here. Okay, is it liquid? It depends. So if is then the second my answer would be, see, I didn't realize that we're talking about this substance. Yeah. So if you can pour, yeah, then it's liquid. If you cannot pour, so it's not liquid. That's the thing.
So Rabbi, our friend was asking if this thing was considered solid, not liquid. Sorry.
No. So that's what I said. If you can pour, so it is liquid. So if you cannot pour, like it's going to stay the same, or it's going to like a roll out or something, like a solid pieces. It's considered to be it's considered to be solid. That's it. Okay. Any other questions before we continue?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
No, our friend was asking if because she takes this thing and she makes juice with this thing. With this.
Okay, so you what happened? 1 second, what happened? Okay. So basically, take this. What is it? Take this thing and add water to it. Okay, that's the thing. Okay. So is it a new entity? So on Yom Tov for sure there is no problem whatsoever, because we just gave example of this concentrate. So on what is it, on Shabbos, if you're allowed to, I don't think why not you would not be allowed. No, it's exactly the same thing, but you add the water. There is no problem whatsoever. If it's meaning the question, if it was solid, I don't think we would call it solid. It's more liquidish. I think it's not like if you turn the jar upside down, it's going to flow down as a one mass. It's not separate pieces. So I would say if it is liquid. Okay. So
Thank you, Rabbi.
yes, you're welcome. So I think you can add water to that.